Yo, welcome to the Dad Group Projext, episode 1, first class. Ooh, we on season 2.
Man.
Special guest,
Javarius Conway.
Oh man, we got a star in the building. This is official. Here we first class. Shout out to TBSstudios, Juice Proof in the back.
He's still with us. You know how we rock.
We going hard this season. We brought somebody, a native.
Yes.
A native, son.
Yes, man. South Carolina's own.
South Carolina's own. Greenville County's own. Man, what's been going on? What you into? I mean, I see you on TV, but what else? What else you got going on?
Nothing, man. Chilling. We started our performing arts school, Bearfruit Conservatory.
That's dope.
Yes,
Right.
yes.
Please tell them about that.
So we've been around my mentor, Javon Johnson. Check him out on the Oval, Richard, and my brother, Smith Ali, one of the top videographers and photographers in the upstate. So we came together during the pandemic, and we was like, you know what, we need to start this school.
Right.
Now, about it, I'd probably say since about 2018, 2019, that's when we started talking about it. But Javon's classes started in like 2014. And then I came around in 2015. And I met Lee in 2013. So everything came together like 3 years.
We put a school together in
That's
3
what's
years.
up.
And then the pandemic hit, everything shut down. And it was just the perfect time to go ahead and get it started. So we at Wofford right now. We got a kids class. I teach the kids 8 to 12. We're getting our teen class together right now. And then we got our adult class, which my boy Brian Duxon, he teaches the beginner adult class. And then they come on up to me, get to Javon, and send them on out to the industry, man.
School
Here
South
in the
Carolina.
upstates.
Yes.
Melon and Rand. You
Yes.
hear me? Like,
Yes.
I got a daughter named K Bella. I would love, listen, she has more views than the show has. We need to
Come
get her. We need to, K Bella, when you see this baby.
Go, baby.
I've had kids, like parents bring their kids, but they want me to help them get their kids famous on TikTok and YouTube.
Man,
I'm like, you don't need me for that.
that's right. In no way.
I want to send my baby so her to learn and develop, and then whatever she does with it is her.
Man,
I'm
you
not
know, like everybody's out for the quick buck. Like,
Yeah.
you know what I'm
Man,
saying? It's
quick
like,
come up.
if I get 1 million followers or 1 million views,
I can do this.
they'll pay me this X amount of dollars. You know
Right.
what I'm saying? But it's a lot behind the scenes too.
Yeah, man.
There's a lot of stuff behind the scenes where you think you're gonna get this and you're gonna get that. So, you know, like it's just a quick dollar. It's a quick buck thing.
Yeah.
For the TikTok.
I can't help with that because I ain't no social media dude myself. To be honest, like I've been forced to get on social media.
Social media.
That's how I felt. So I
That's
understand where you're coming from.
Yeah, and it's a narrative. It's a narrative that's happening that you can't make it today in the industry if you don't have social media.
I can understand. I can see how people would have that opinion.
That was a conversation in the topic that we had in the first season, and me and Marcus was like, we was really feuding about this, because he felt more like we're reaching the masses with the internet more or less than
I think
without.
for you guys as a podcast, yes,
But not even
social
just
media.
us, but like think about it.
We was just saying in general.
In
Would
you
you
know
would
what
have
I'm saying,
heard
right?
about Eric Gardner without social media?
I think
Would you would have heard about some of these crises around the country without social media? Think about it. Social media gives you news before the news gets the news.
I think it depends on.
You see what I'm saying?
When it comes to issues like that, yeah, social media is beneficial. But for you to say a person can't make it
No, I would never say that.
Oh, definitely
without,
not.
but no, there is this stigma now that if you want to be an actor, actress, a model, you need social media to make it. Now, if you're a rapper, a singer, yeah, you going because everything's done through streaming. You know, people ain't buying CDs no more.
Right.
But if you're an actor, an actress, me personally, you don't need social media. Like, you don't have to make skits. You don't have to make TikTok videos to make it, because the people who were running Hollywood back in the day, they still living.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Casting directors and producers. At the end of the day, talent is talent.
Definitely.
Right.
It's
You still have to audition. Now, don't get me wrong. You still have people who get booked because of their social media presence. You know what I'm saying?
Because they know what they're bringing to that market.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah. And that's that. But to sit back and say, "Oh, you only have 400 followers," you need to up your game on social media so you can get attention from casting directors, producers, and directors. Like, no, I still got to go in there and audition.
The work has to be done.
The formula, my opinion, the formula, the blueprint will always be the formula and the blueprint. You know, to be honest, in my opinion, I may get backlash, but
Hey, said it here first.
I think it's a Black Hollywood thing. From my experience, I don't hear the other side of the industry talking about social media. I only hear it from our people.
You think we've been put into that box, or we've put ourselves in that box?
I think that's an interesting question.
And the only reason I ask that is because, you know, us as people, we do things because we've been told to do things, and it becomes a habit. And once it becomes a habit, it's indoctrinated into who you are.
I think it's a mixture.
Okay.
I think it's a mixture because you do have people out there who will cast you because of your social media.
Mm-hmm.
But then for us, I think we took that and we were like, well, this person booked because they got 100,000 followers or 2 million followers. We got
for
not work
for everybody. You know what I'm saying?
It depends on the genre of what you're doing. Like,
You
Very true.
You
That's
gotta know your market.
That's just like comedians. How you go on TikToks and make videos and all this stuff,
Mhm.
and boom, Nick Cannon pick them up,
Mhm.
and they're not wilding out. It's a lot of people who came through wilding out just
From
from
social media.
right from social media.
But that you can't sit back and, oh, if I got 2 million followers, that's gonna get me in with a movie with Denzel. It's like, no, Denzel, that group, they old school. You're gonna audition for this. You're gonna know your craft. You gotta know what you're talking about. They don't care about your social media following.
it's about money, and there's a difference between money and talent. You know,
Yeah.
You have money, and they bring money, and there's that raw, uncut talent. Like, you just have it. You're supposed to be doing this.
Right.
Like, Kayla, what you be doing, Kayla? Kayla is a star. I don't know it. We'll get back to that. Shout out Kayla versus Kayla May, September the 2nd. Super excited.
So
I gotta get my own little interview.
it's it is a stigma with social media for the actors, and I don't think you need it, you know, because it's still, you have actors coming out today that we have no clue about, and if you look them up on social media, they have no social media. So now you sit here, some people don't know what side to choose. Like, do I really need social media?
In your personal opinion, if you was to people that watch this, adults, children, whoever watches this, is what do you believe a concrete direction into that industry is, in your opinion, based off what you've seen just in your travels?
You gotta get training.
So the training is one.
From the people that book a show, we love them for a couple of years, and then we don't hear nothing else about it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, you gotta train. That formula will never go anywhere. I don't care where the world evolves to with social media. You gotta train. You gotta know the craft. If you want to be respected in that category with the ones that we love, that we watch, you gotta have craft.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It has nothing to do about your social media presence.
Social media, like to Rod's point, he had a very solid points. There are extreme drawbacks of social media. I mean, people are posting some of the most craziest things we've ever come into contact with. But I feel like you can't have anything good without something bad. You can't have something bad without something good. Right.
It kind of works hand in hand.
You know?
Yeah, it's a double-edged.
You got to take the bad with the good. I'm sorry.
Yeah, that's it. It is what it is.
Yeah. You have to. And that's one thing I tell my students. Like, I try to prepare my students for social media. Like, I be talking shit. We crack jokes in my class. Like, nobody's safe. Your kid ain't safe. You know what I'm saying?
You hear now? He told you.
But here, the reason why nobody's safe is because once you on the show,
scrutiny comes.
Not even the scrutiny. Like, you have the memes. Like, everybody's
oh
a meme.
my God,
the social media backlash.
Or to your back.
Get you.
They'll come get you. So I may crack a joke on your child or whatever. You know, it's not to hurt. You know, but yeah, and I mean, I'm fountain in. You know, so jokes. You know, all of that. So like I grew up around cracking jokes. You had to have that tough skin. That you know, it's nothing personal. We just having fun. But on social media, it is personal.
They're trying to hurt you.
Some people are having fun, you know, but it's cutthroat. So if you don't have that tough skin, this industry gonna eat you alive. I done seen people, man, the stories I done heard from the things that people have experienced in this industry, even people who tried it as a child, and how like just traumatized they are about it. But that's why you got to have the right team, and you got to make sure the people on your team ain't out for money,
right?
Because they'll do anything
to make a buck.
Oh yeah, for that buck, you know.
Especially if they know your personal life.
Oh
God,
they're gonna tell.
It's cutthroat island.
Yeah,
it's different. So you got to understand the business. A lot of people don't understand the business, and the business isn't just about dollars and cents. You got to know the psychological world of the business.
I ask you that.
You know what I'm saying? Which is one of the things that I teach in my class, and what Javon talks about is like, if you don't understand, every world has a mind. You know, business has a mind.
Right. You got to tap into. Yeah, you definitely have to tap into it.
Hollywood got a mind. So if you don't understand that mind, bro, it's you're gonna go in there thinking, "Oh, I'm cute."
Yeah.
Everybody
and they
good.
will.
Yeah.
Don't come in here with this big old head. No, somebody gonna tell you about yourself or what they think.
Yeah.
You're not good out for this.
And see, like, that's what I'm saying. Like, we was talking about, man, you know, he's standing on home. Like, like he made it in like
his body
from Bucktuck, he's from Alabama, or I'm down here from Georgia. Yeah, I moved down here to Lithuania. You know, like, oh man, come on, man. Like, and it's like, even like people in the industry, like our music or whatever. It's hard to come up, and the people that really know you think they're gonna sit back and not gonna say nothing. Mm-hmm. I'm telling you, they're gonna destroy everything that you so-called created, because it's all fake.
They know it's cap.
And as soon as somebody exposes it, you hit.
Right. And that's why don't get me wrong, I've had opportunities to pack my bags, to go to LA, go to New York. My family, half of everybody on my mom's side is in Atlanta, because my mama's side, they from Macon. You know, and then they moved up this way, but half of them down in the Atlanta area. The reason why I stay is because I'm a builder. You know, I love to build things. I've always been a builder. So, before I started this, my acting journey, I was like, man, ain't nothing here. Why am I gonna go to Atlanta? They established. Why would I go to LA? Why would I go to New York? Man, we can build something here.
There you go.
We can build it here. Too much land, too much talent. We got to build it here. So, you know, when I met Lee, I met Javon, you know, going through that whole journey, watching people leave, you know, that's when I found out Chad was from here. You know, who else I found out about? You know, we got Danielle Brooks.
Yeah, some of them.
It's a couple other people. It's the lady plays the mama in Raising Canaan. She's from South Carolina.
Really?
Yeah, okay. I think she's from the Rock Hill area.
That's what's up.
It's another lady from Sleepy Hollow, I believe. It's a show from back in the day. She's from South Carolina. My girl that we got so many.
We say it all. Georgia here with Atlanta. So this last season, and Charlotte's right here, and they're booming. And we're in the middle in silence. The problem is we will not come together. That's all there's to it.
It's not even that.
You don't think so?
Well, you got to look at the history.
That and the popularity contest that you have to compete with.
Who's pouring back into the community? Not necessarily doing something for the community, but who's
investing
in the community.
But not even just that. You got to look at like South Carolina as a state, right? So we look at the state. If we look at the history of South Carolina,
we know.
Always been the last to sign off on something.
Right.
Even with the 13. Yeah, like we will hold up something. You know what I'm saying? Like even from the Civil War and all that, we was the last to say,
yeah,
we're gonna join. We've always been the last. Even if you look at the pandemic, we were one of the last states to shut down.
Yeah.
We was like, we're gonna stay open. Y'all can do what y'all want to do. Then the numbers got high. They was like, it got to the last minute where they was like, all right, we gonna shut down. But when it was time to open up, we was quick to open back up.
Definitely.
The money was missed.
Yeah, the money was missed.
That's what it was all about.
But that Atlanta culture, though, when you look at like Jermaine Dupri, Outkast, TLC, when you look at all of them during that era, like they stayed, because they all could have packed their bags and went up north.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Because New York had a sound for a long time. For a while.
But everybody stayed. Even in New York, LA, like they stayed. These people came together. And now you can't think of hip hop without thinking about New York, LA. You can't think about Hollywood without mentioning LA. You know, now Atlanta has its own thing.
That's why I like what Kayla said. It's like we're not investing in what's going on. Because like I didn't know, man, I've just been sitting in this studio, TBS Studios. I've heard so much music and stories and conversations that's just raw, uncut talent. It's not somebody just trying to make a quick buck, somebody trying to be on Snap, trying to be cute. It's like real talent here.
Oh,
just
right.
Didn't go no in this seat right here.
It's so,
I witnessed.
Oh my gosh, man.
That's why I love this show.
Some of the hip hop artists, you know, Chemo.
It's a lot. You got Flizzle.
Oh my god.
Blue. We can go on forever.
It's you know what I'm saying? Like, but they used to, they used to come together around 2017, 2018, and they would put on shows weekly. It was somewhere, it was in Greenville, between Greenville and Spartanburg. A whole bunch of hip hop artists would come together. And I mean, it was a great time just hearing all the talent.
Right.
Of course, you know, it fell off because of the pandemic and life happens with people. But we have everything we need here. The thing, everybody want to be Chiefs.
That's the
pride in being an Indian.
Nothing wrong with that.
And there's nothing wrong with that.
It's
not at all.
You can't know everything about everything.
No. And
I ain't got the ship. Just let me be on it.
Right.
Yeah.
It's plenty of seats at the table. We've been screaming that since episode 1
It's
last
too much
week.
money. It's
too much money. They print it every day.
Okay, so why can Atlanta do it and Griffin can't do it? I don't understand that.
Stop saying can't. Let's stop doing that.
because we're doing it.
We're going to do it. We're doing it. Literally, look around you. We're doing it.
Yeah.
So we're gonna take Ken out of that conversation.
Okay,
it's a you know, patience, wanting to build, people afraid to be rejected, egos.
Definitely.
You know, you have all those things, but at the end of the day,
that's one of the main.
That's the
agriculture state. Like, this is not a state for the arts, if we're gonna be honest.
No,
it's not.
I think I passed like 5 warehouses right beside each other.
We're manufacturers.
Yeah, so we're an agriculture state, and we all know where that came from and stuff like that. But that's the hand we were dealt being South Carolinians.
Right.
So, but that doesn't mean we don't have the access to change the culture.
Somebody has to throw that brick through that window.
Ooh.
Yeah. And that's what we're doing. It's nothing like with the Fine Arts Center and stuff like that. Like, they did what they were supposed to do, getting these kids diplomas, and then they send them off to Juilliard and stuff like that. So what happens is they'll graduate from the Fine Arts Center, go to whatever school they want to, and then they'll make it from there. But now let's figure out a plan to where they don't have to go to New York, LA, Georgia.
Right.
Come over here with us. You know what I'm saying? That's if you don't want to go to college. Now, if you want to go to college, cool, you do that. But if you don't want to go to college because you can't afford it, come on over here with us. You know what I'm saying? Let's get you ready for the industry.
It's a good program.
Yeah, a good program is a good program, but the thing is, a lot of these kids don't go to Juilliard. You know, a lot of the kids wasn't fortunate to have the opportunity that Danielle Brooks had. You know what I'm saying, to go. But it's a lot of talented people that walk through there that now, 20, 15, 20 years later, you know, they working at your local warehouse. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? And they say, man, they like, yo, I went to school with her. I just couldn't afford to go, or, you know, situation. But some people don't have that tribe to say go.
Right.
Takes a village.
It does.
Yeah. It takes a village.
Yeah. Some people. Yeah.
We talked about that too.
And so now the dream don't washed away, wither away. But for those of you who check out this podcast, come on, we got a whole village here. We have it. We can do it here. If
give me the school one more time.
Bearfruit Conservatory. It's www.bearfruitsc.com.
All right.
Y'all check that out for real. I talk about man. So what are you working on now? Because like this morning, I went back and I was like, yo, I watched the show, but now I'm gonna watch it as I get to actually speak to somebody who knows this show. I can't half-ass this. I gotta really know what I'm talking about this time. Mm-hmm. And the first 5 minutes, in my opinion, of 61st Street is groundbreaking. For y'all who haven't checked it out, it's about I guess middle-aged what do you call it? Public defender. Mm-hmm. And he's got prostate issues. They touched on that in the first 5 of the show. Yeah. Black men, you watch this or don't watch this, do not talk about that. But
they don't.
But this show did it in I'm talking about right the gate. They put it right in your face. Because how much, if you look at who's suffering from who's dying from that, it's us, because we won't go get checked. Mm-hmm. And to anybody out there that's going through that, please go get checked. There's nothing wrong with that. It's not against your sexuality. That needs to be checked or you're not going to be here, bro. Yeah. End of discussion. That's just what it is.
Gotta go get that checked.
Just that's like I said, this first 5 minutes really brings you in, especially the first minute and a half when the guy was going up at a public hearing. Mm-hmm. The attorney was late. He gets there, and the judge says, "Hey, he was stealing milk from a gas station or a CVS or something." Mm-hmm. He goes, 90 months. The main character says to the judge, "Well, he's already in poverty. He just had this baby. He's got to get the milk. So now you're going to send another parent to prison, put them further in poverty, and wonder why we're creating this cycle." The judge told him, "If you say it again, I'm going to put you in contempt of court." Oh, yeah. But how often do you think that happens?
All the time.
I mean, that's stone. I'm talking about generational curses, fatherhood, motherhood, poverty, mental health, your health, academics. Man, it's 5 minutes. It's 5 minutes in. It's 5 minutes in. You to apply to the store. Y'all check out AMC 61st Street, man. That is that's a tear jerker.
Yeah,
I believe it.
Shooting that was
always real.
It's real. It is, and then we being in South Carolina, we hear about the stuff that happens in Chicago, right?
All the time.
So having the opportunity to go to Chicago and shoot that, it's nothing like what we hear about. Like Chicago's a different world. And I remember when I went up there and I was with my people in Chicago, they had us staying somewhere, start with an M. It's like the suburban part of Illinois. Mm-hmm. So I'm like, man, we in Chicago. They were like, no, you in this part. So I was like, well, I'm from South Carolina. It's 51 states. You have Illinois and you have Chicago. We don't say Chicago, Illinois. Like Chicago is states. In Chicago, then you have Illinois. But in Chicago, man, you can have a $2 million building and then an abandoned building right beside each other. Like for real. Like it's rough in Chicago. Mm-hmm. And then when you drive through the neighborhoods, literally, if all 4 of us are houses, if I stick my arm out my window, I'm damn near in your house.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's that close. It's that oh yeah, it's that crowded. So being there, I'm like, ooh, I get it, but some clarity, some empathy came in, you know. But the love and loyalty that them people walk in Chicago, oh my gosh, I can't even explain how.
And you don't hear people say that. Usually when you hear about Chicago, people are trying to say it's always the bad. It's the bad. It's good there. You know it's there. I mean, it's gotta be.
Yeah,
you gotta tap into it.
You gotta tap into it.
It's one of those things like they love so hard that if betrayal happens, it's almost like I gotta kill. It's like the love is that strong. Like how they rock for each other there. You know, we in the South. It's like, all right, cool. You know, it happened. All right, depending on the situation, we'll take certain action. But up there is like, nah, bro, I love you that much. You did that. We gotta deal with this.
But you, like I said, Dirk says it. Vaughn, all those guys. You hear it in their music. It's a loyalty about. It's deeper than blood. It's bigger than that.
When they say I love you, they mean that
to the death.
Yeah, it's different. It's different. So, but I love that city though, man.
The food had to be amazing. I know the food had
between the Harold's chicken and the I think it's Uncle Remus. Yeah, Harold's chicken and the Uncle Remus. Oh my gosh, some of the best catfish, chicken. Chicago is a lovely city, man. Like don't believe the hype about everything that they say on the news. Is some of it true? Yes, but like it's some real good, genuine people there. You know what I'm saying? It's like it's not like they wake up and want to live this life.
Right.
It's definitely like, here's your cards. We're not giving you
nothing else.
Yeah. You back to the show because the baby was like, I want to say like a month and a half old.
Mm-hmm.
The mother's holding the baby in the scene. She's crying. The dad's like, look, I'm wrong. He gave him 30 months for a can of milk.
Mm-hmm.
That's crazy.
It's like $28.
Right.
Yeah.
You gave that man more time and he took $1. That don't make sense. And that happens. Mm-hmm. I feel like that's what has Chicago, in my opinion. I've never been there. I don't know anything about it.
In and out there. It's where am I? And don't get me started with Gary, Indiana. That's right next door to them. Yeah, like it's long. It ain't no 3 stop signs and you out. It's like 5 stop signs, 6 red lights.
Man,
you know what I'm saying? It's long. It's one long hood.
Right.
One big hood. And then you just drop these high schools in there. And then you're talking about why the crime rate is so high in these high schools. I'm like, bro, like, and then you got the suburbs away from it.
Right.
Like they literally, it's like, we're going to make Greenville County the hood and then Spartanburg County the suburbs.
Wow.
That's crazy.
That's what it's like.
Wow.
So when they talk about the crime rate, they make it sound like it's one area. Like all the crime is happening in Bellmead.
Right.
It's like, no, this whole thing's happening in this county because it's so wide. The poverty there is wide. Like 61st Street is not just a street. Like they're really talking about all of that, like that mentality of Chicago. It's big.
And that's what I'm saying. That show, when I first put it on, I had to like come out of it because the first 5 minutes, man, you don't understand. When you hear somebody else's pain, I feel like you don't understand it unless it's a visual. Mm-hmm. Like I could get on here and cry to you about whatever's going on in my life, but if you was to bump into me and see me at my low point, that show captured a lot of stuff that plenty of natives from Chicago have been saying for years. Mm-hmm. Like, it's a reason this is going on. They want to put it on color. It's not about color. It's how you are positioning these people to go forward. You're removing fathers. You're removing jobs. Mm-hmm. You're overcharging them. You're underpaying them. I can keep going. Right. This is why it's there. It's not just Chicago. This is, look at Greenville. It's all to get us. You hear me? Like, and I feel like we got to fight back. We have to fight back.
Yeah.
So like in Chicago, they're fighting back. There are people who are speaking up like, yo, Why is this going on?
Right.
Why are you overcharging these individuals? This is a first-time offender. You gave him 15 years. How did you do that?
Mm-hmm.
And that's what I feel like that show captured, because I was like pissed off.
And then
Y'all
public defender doing this. It's a public defender.
He
already.
Yeah.
My freedom, bro.
He got his own personal issues.
Right.
He's just trying to get up out of here, to work less, to make more, and get on back to whatever life he got.
Mm-hmm.
The whole system, period, judicially, is flawed.
Even now, I don't hear too many good things about a public defender.
No.
Nothing.
And I wrote it in court. You can pay.
Them be the ones that get you slapped.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? See, he gon' like, see, he trying to gain some credibility.
Yeah.
So he can really get some money. You feel me? When somebody come to him.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So when he go in there, he really going in there. See, this man that you just gave 30 bands to, see, he just sitting back, letting his money. Like, you know, his reputation speaking for him. You feel me? Like, you don't even know if he gonna be able to do what he say he gonna do.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, the judge got the last say.
So, why, can we stop there? Man, me and I don't even remember who was talking about this. Why is a person able to sit? I got to be judged by a peer of what, 7? Rather be judged by 12. 12 is the judicial.
Yeah,
it's 12
in the box. Oh yeah.
I had to sing Roddy Rich to figure out what. But anyways, I can be judged by 12. But this one man behind this one desk controls the next whatever of my life.
Right.
Nobody finds that fundamentally wrong.
I do.
That's the problem. He could have stubbed his toe. He could have got beat up last night by his wife, and now he about to throw the book at me for whatever he got going on. And nobody's gonna back check him because he's a judge who was a well-paid attorney, which was no. These are human individuals who make mistakes every day. Mm-hmm. I done snapped on one of my kids for doing something I know they ain't do, but you were just right there. And
you have to be calling the process.
How do you think that happens in the judicial system? Man. It's in the area like he's talking about. It's probably crazy. Oh yeah, cases through guilty.
Yeah, guilty. Cook County is way over. Like it's crazy. Like being there, I'm telling you, and hearing the stories from these people is different. Like I have a completely different perspective on the people in Chicago. And then you throwing all of them in one. It's like 5 high schools in these areas. From the area I was at, and like that's all that's there in all these schools. So, I mean, my heart goes out to the people in that area. Now, the difference here in South Carolina, and I was sharing this with some of the people that I stayed with while I was there. I'm like, in South Carolina, man, you could be in a poverty neighborhood, but it's so much diversity here. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's so much diversity. Mm-hmm. Like, I mean, I'm Hillcrest, so we had all cultures. We had everything. Like we had everything. So
now it's 10 times more. Like it's very diverse. It's very diverse.
But there, it's a different. Whew, I ain't never seen so many black people in my life. Wow. Like for real. Like of course, you know when you go to Atlanta, you see them, but Atlanta is like you don't know who from Atlanta, right? Versus who moved here, and now they say that they from Atlanta. Like being in Chicago. But like being in Chicago and seeing real people from Chicago, like they can smell you from out of town. Like they know you.
I believe that though.
Yeah, it's different. Like they knew I wasn't from there. You know what I'm saying? But it wasn't like no type of intimidation thing. Like
they just know you're different. You speak different. You move different.
Now that doesn't mean that it's not people out there, but the people that I was with, they made sure that we wasn't in those situations while I was up there. But they didn't. Oh yeah, you from out of town. It ain't even from my dialect. From me being from the South, it was just.
They could probably look at you and be like,
So you gave it away when you. You see, that's how like being in all the major cities. That's how they know when you're not from here because somebody from here looking at these buildings every day, so they walking past them like it don't even exist. Right. So once me and you get there, the first thing we do,
We looking up.
We looking up.
We're used by the, you know what I mean? Like, damn, we in the city, boy. Look at this. Because it's very rare. You know what I mean? That we get like downtown. There's a few high buildings, but we ain't.
Traveling is important to people. People need to travel. People need to get out of their state.
Exposure is everything.
Right.
You need to be exposed.
You need to go places, do stuff, and experience different things. You might have a better appreciation for
your
life, or where you live, or where you from,
or that person's opinion.
Right.
Because I think a lot of times people say opinions and we take them wrong because we don't understand what that person just said.
That's just like my sister lived in California for like 6 months. I didn't know Skid Row was real. I did not know Skid Row was real until she was telling me about it.
Right.
She was like, "This is a real place." She said, "The homeless people in South Carolina are way different than the homeless people over there."
Yeah.
I could.
Yeah.
Yeah. You using the bathroom in the street, like you go to jail for that. Over there, it's normal.
I realized I learned that when I was in DC. When I was filming in DC, they have the whole section where homeless people stay at, have their tents and everything. But to what you're saying about
literally like the street, like I'm finna whip my thing piece right here.
Yeah.
On this side.
And in South Carolina, you know how they'll hold the sign up on Forger Road. You know, we got nice homeless people.
Definitely.
DC, Chicago, I remember DC, man, we was getting ready to go back to our hotel, and this lady just through traffic, knocking on people's windows, knocking on your window. And I'm just sitting back, I'm like, yo, we got nice homeless people.
Right.
God bless you.
Yeah.
You know, if you don't give, they don't get no money. Okay,
they fine,
cool.
Right.
But then over there, they gonna let it be a red oh man,
But I can believe it though, because these people are struggling. I'm not gonna say that. Well, I'm gonna say it. The homeless here, right? Have you ever really just stopped and looked at them?
Oh yeah, definitely. I got to check you out first.
Now, some of them are well dressed, but I do think that comes from a lot of systems in Greenville County who are helping these people. But over there, they're probably squabbling to survive. Literally,
Definitely. I
might not eat today. I might not, so we're overcrowded. Greenville's going to be like that soon. Y'all mark my words. 15 years from now, Greenville's
stop it.
They can't help it. The deals they're giving, deals they're giving them years is crazy.
Yeah. It's a girl I work with from DC. She moved down here, and we had the same conversation about how everything down here is way cheaper than up there, and we down here no, y'all raping us,
So what's happening? Yeah, but what's happening now? Because everybody knows, Atlanta's overpopulated. Charlotte overpopulated. Oh, we're gonna go in the middle. So we get flooded on both sides, right? It didn't click. It had to be last year. And I went back home. I went down to Fountain Inn to go see some family, and I'm like, where the dump is. Going down, what is going
past Jones Road.
And the back part, they done tore down all these trees. I was like, yo, what the fuck is going on?
Right. That's
growing
they could throw a subdivision up in 10 days.
Yeah, man. Yo. They you know what? I'm glad we brought up this high school.
Okay, what's wrong?
They couldn't have brought that high school up when we was in school.
Why?
It was too many of us.
It was too many of us. Honestly, we probably two Fountain in high school.
I was in Chapman Road.
Yeah, I was in Chapman Road.
Especially if they sectioned it off like that. You gotta think Fountain Inn in the back part of Fountain Inn was
because none of those subdivisions were there.
Right? No, none of that was there.
So you got Country Gardens, Jones Road, Harvest Lane,
Fountain Brook was there. And
Fountain Brook, Hollywood Acres.
You would have been majority black people,
and the people from Lawrence too.
Yeah.
And you got some people from Woodruff.
And that school's nice. Have you ever been by it?
They couldn't let us.
I don't go back down there.
Yeah, they wasn't gonna let us. They wasn't gonna let us have that school back then.
Why do you think that is? Why do you,
bro? We was first of all.
I think we would know worse than our peers. I feel like we would know worse than our peers, and there was a lot of talent that probably could have been gathered out of that Hillcrest class. I mean, we've produced star athletes, we produced actors, we produced anchors, producers, makeup artists. I mean, I can keep going. Hillcrest ain't a bad school to go to. That area wasn't a bad place to live. Like,
and I'm appreciative for going to that school.
Yeah, me too.
They wasn't going to invest in their school during that.
Do you think they're investing because of the out of town commerce is coming here?
Yeah, like you can look at that school.
It was we went,
and they built the wing. Remember that first? They built that
it was
new wing.
when we were there.
Yeah, so them building that Fountain Inn High School during that time, because I think when we were in school, Fountain Brooks was a new neighborhood.
Yeah,
it was a completely new neighborhood. So that was the only really new neighborhood during that time, and we were moving into that neighborhood.
Yeah, I lived in Fountain Brooks.
You know what I'm saying? So it was too many of us. It was
That's sad.
Too, and I stand firm on that because seeing what's happening and now going through there now. I mean, don't get me wrong. Like, we're still white people in Fountain Inn. Like, we know that, but it's a different.
It's growing.
It's more white people with money everywhere.
Now. Right.
No problem.
You know what I'm saying?
They'll throw up a $268,000 house, bro.
Real quick, yeah.
So at some point they were gonna have to build another school.
And what comes with population?
It's already an elementary school back there. I'm not sure about a middle school or how they do a middle school.
Oh yeah, they got Bryce. They got Rudolph is back there.
Yeah.
You got Fountain Elementary or Simpsonville, or not Simpson. Bryce Elementary is back
Bryce
there.
Elementary.
And then you got Fountain Elementary. You know, in town. Fountain is getting big.
I'm talking about like towards the ending part of Scuffletown, like back that way.
Rudolph Gordon.
Yeah. Okay, that's what that is.
Yeah.
They had to build these schools.
Yeah.
All right, we're gonna stop there. That should be 30, right?